Hey everybody, and welcome to episode 5 of the vlog. Back from South by Southwest, wanted to tell you all about it. A lot of great panels this year. One of them was called Africa 2.0. I thought that was very cool. Basically, it's all about entrepreneurship in Africa and through a lot of sort of DIY tech. Very cool stuff. A lot of cool ideas, like, for example, Nokia goes to Africa and wants to know what kind of cool features they can put in cell phones, and the people there tell them, hey, we need flashlights. Could you put flashlights in the cell phones? And it's the kind of thing Nokia would never think of on their own, but when they talk to the people on the ground, they know. And a lot of South by South this year was like that. It was a lot about crowdsourcing and what the crowd can tell you and what the crowd can do to make things better. So there was that. There was our own panel. Kevin Smoker organized a panel about how to rock South by Southwest, how to rock after South by Southwest, and it was basically all about how to keep the vibe going once you're finished. Usually you go to a conference like this and you end up with all these ideas and no idea how to sort of express them or hold on to them or do something with them or take them back to your company and get them to do something about it. So it was very cool. We burst through paper at the beginning. We played the final countdown. It was very nice. There was another really cool panel called Online Extremism and the Muslims Who Fight It. And it was really scary because the first part of it was a PowerPoint presentation with the scariest PowerPoint presentation title I've ever heard, which was Jihadists and Cyber Criminals Emerging Synergies. And it's just like what it sounds like. And basically, a long history of jihadists, terrorists working with criminal organizations, and that is inevitably going to extend to black hat hackers. And it's a question of, how soon are the authorities going to be able to get in on the ground floor and fight that. But so that was scary. But then it moved on to how different online communities are sort of fighting this. Basically, this one group, this guy named Khan, who formed hadithuna.com a couple years ago, is basically a network of Muslim blogs that are sort of there to, in part, put on, another face to the public of what Islam is, as opposed to the only face they had been seeing, which was terrorism and terrorists, to say, no, that's not what this is. And that was going fine, and then eventually some extremists started showing up there. They started posting some of their own blogs, and so it was a question of free speech versus fighting terrorism. Where do you draw the line? And eventually they sort of figured out that, okay, these blogs are not here to promote discussion. These blogs are here to recruit. They, on those grounds, they closed down those blogs and actually worked with the FBI to try to help track down who those people were. So there was that. And then the most refreshing part of that entire panel, I think, was a guy from the Homeland Security sort of an affairs office at George Washington University, talking about how, in his view, we can't, I think this is like a direct quote, we can't capture and kill our way out of this, which was an amazing thing to hear someone tied to Homeland Security say. You figure it's going to be all rah-rah guns and ammo there, but it's not. I mean, there are people that are sort of seeing a different view to this, and what he was basically pointing out was that what we need, because this is ultimately coming down to a war of ideas and religion, what we need are credible Muslim voices, he said. We need credible Muslim voices who are out there saying this is not what Islam is. This is not Islam. And that's starting to happen. That he didn't think that the government could solve this problem, the people could solve this problem, the bloggers out there could solve this problem, the credible Muslim voices could solve this problem through showing a competing narrative to the narrative that the extremists were recruiting, were sending out there. And that was just one example of a trend I saw this year of the panelists reaching out to the audience and saying, we need your help to get this done. Africa 2.0 did that too and said, hey, we need your help, your ideas to help accomplish what we want to do. There was a really neat panel about modular technology, which is basically saying, hey, I've got this device here and it's a GPS and it's really cool, but it'd be neat if it had a camera on it too. Well, what if I could just take this other piece that's kind of like, say, a Lego piece and clip that on? Okay, now I've got that too. And say I want it to be kind of a Palm OS Palm device. Fine, clap that on there too. Bam. So it's basically like, mobile tech Legos is what this guy was putting together and selling, and it completely inverts the paradigm for mass production of consumer electronics. It's sort of the name of the session actually was The Long Tail of Gadgets, and it's exactly what he was talking about, creating these specialized custom devices for smaller audiences that it wouldn't be economical to do it for them otherwise, but in this case, because you're able to produce cheaply and sell to a smaller market, It's the same as, you know, niche marketing of applications, software applications, niche marketing of music, niche marketing of books. If the audience is there in the right numbers and you're producing the right numbers, you can actually make money for the right cost. So that was sort of fascinating too. But again, in that panel, he's sort of reaching out to the audience and saying, here, this is something, these are tools that you can use, and you can help, you know, create what this could possibly be. You're going to be coming up with most of the software for this, not us. You're going to be coming up with the ideas for this, not us. I saw the sequel to Harold and Kumar while I was there. Cal Penn and John Cho, the writers and directors, and my NPH, who I've come to know and love even more now that I've pretty much made it through all of How I Met Your Mothers, thanks to your votes, before I made it to the panel. So, great movie, as funny as the first one, maybe even funnier. It's going to be in theaters in April sometime, so look out for it. But the thing I got to say about that is Neil Patrick Harris should be on every single panel. I don't care if he has nothing to do with it and has never heard of it before. He should be on every one. He's like panel helper. He's just hilarious.
You're supposed to be an artist. Use your imagination.
Oh, thanks a lot. I'm all out.